So do you think financial well-being is seen as being on a par with physical and mental well-being at work?
It may be being seen as that, but I'm not sure it's following through into strategy, not universally anyway. There are some organisations that have always had it, have had it for many years. They see it as a fundamental part of their overall wellbeing strategy, so it links to their health and safety, a recognition that mental and physical and financial are absolutely interlinked. But that's not universal, and that's still rare, I think. We are seeing more and more organisations bringing that up their agenda and recognising actually you can't have overall wellbeing without having the three constituent elements, and that actually a significant part of, for example, mental well-being, so stress and worry, comes from worrying about money. So we are seeing more and more come towards it. I think the other thing that's driving it, and I'm sure Cary will have something to say about this, but the other thing that's driving it is the focus on business performance and the focus on, what well-being, the part that well-being plays in that equation, and looking really about the whole employee and how workforces can make happier, more contented, more productive employees. And therefore the recognition that it's not just focusing on what they do in work, it's focusing on them as an individual, and focusing on getting them as productive and happy and content in work as possible. And that involves looking at all aspects of their health, physical, mental and financial.
I think there's another driver as well for financial well-being, and that's the employee assistance programs, the counseling services that are out there that many big and medium-sized organizations have, and the public sector has to a large extent as well. And there you're seeing people coming in to get some counseling for stress or whatever it is, usually psychological issue. And they're talking about their finances, and I'm having real trouble, I'm scared, I'm worried about this, that, and the other. I can't meet my bills, And then the good EAPs, providers, actually help them get the support they need. And they're feeding back to the organization that this is an issue, And the good providers will tell them, a lot of people are coming in with physical health problems, legal problems, financial problems, psychological problems, and the really good ones say, I had 15-20% of my people come in, the stress level they're experiencing is for financial reasons. So then organizations say, we've got to do something about this. So, because all they ultimately do, the EAP, is get them some support from outside, but it should be more strategic than that.
So we've seen some fantastic examples of employers who've put financial well-being into practice, but there are a lot of employers who still need convincing. What would make a difference to them?
So I think there's two really big drivers. One, not being left behind. So they still have to compete for the best talent. That's both at acquisition, graduates or direct entrants coming in, and retaining the best talent in their business. If they don't offer it, they are going to be left behind. But the other one is there's compelling evidence now to show that actually this supports business performance, and by ignoring it, they're never going to be able to compete and perform against their competitors. So I think those two things are the really big drivers, but it's also sort of stepping back a bit and looking at good practice, really. As an organisation, you would imagine most organisations out there are always striving to do better, be better, perform better, and recognising that organisations like REBA, for example, are promoting that at the forefront of best practice, you have to have a wellbeing strategy. It has to have three elements to it, physical, mental and financial. And looking towards these best practice examples and case studies of businesses out there that are supporting this. I think there's some huge evidence from the States where they're a lot further on than we are, for example, where the top performing businesses actually do have really good concerted wellbeing strategies, including, for example, financial wellbeing. So I think the evidence is there. If you look at the barriers perhaps to them taking it, they can get around those barriers. It's about recognising that they want to be part of that club and jump on that particular train and make sure that their employees are not left behind.
Well, Jeanette and Cary, thank you very, very much indeed for being here today, and I really look forward to seeing you both again at our Employee Wellbeing Congress on the 20th of June.
Well, thank you. We look forward to seeing you as well.
Absolutely. Look forward to being there.